Call the special. Hello? Hello?
Oh,
There we go. All right. Call a special meeting of the Ames City Council for Tuesday, October 21st to order. And we have a couple items. One is consent. Council, is there any item that you wish to pull from consent tonight? Staff is here to answer any questions on any of the items.
well,
You want to pull one item?
I would say I'd pull item 4.
All right. Anything else? All right, entertain.
Oops.
What's that?
Somebody's Siri, probably.
Somebody ordering pizza.
Entertain a motion of approving consent items number 1, 2, and 3.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Aye.
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 Orieri. Aye.
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 Thank you. Valerie?
Well, I just pulled item 4 because it's a big deal, and I thought maybe I could give staff the chance to just give us a brief overview and explain what we're doing.
Good evening. Yeah.
Good evening.
So obviously the item is for a contract with Sergeant Lundy to help us design and the new power plant that we're looking to build. This contract will carry us through the design as well as all of the bidding process and award of the bidding of not only the equipment, but also all of the contracts to construct.
Yeah, thank you. It just seemed like, it's a big project coming up, and in terms of our electrical generation system, it's a big deal. So I just want to give you guys a chance to explain.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're just as excited about it.
Good. Yeah.
Could you give us, we're going to start the conversation. Can you give us just a couple of the factors that weighed in favor of selecting this contractor or this engineer?
Yeah, absolutely. So Sergeant Lundy, so we sent out an RFP trying to go after the interest of the companies who have built these reciprocating internal combustion engine power plants. It's a rather new technology for the power industry. And so we really were trying to seek after engineers who had that experience. Sergeant Lundy, compared to others that had responded, were by far they held the most experience by a lot. I'll say that. So they had built. There's 2 different manufacturers right now that construct this level of equipment with the Rice engines. And so there's Wärtsilä, and then there's an Everlens. Sergeant Lundy is the only company out of the companies that responded that had experience building the power plants for both of those manufacturers in the U.S. And they've built a number of the power plants for Wärtsilä at different levels in different environments. And so we were very, very happy and pleased to see their response. And meeting with them and going through a number of the items as far as the level of detail, how they interacted with staff during those construction periods. We met with a number of those plants. We actually went on site to talk with the staff within those plants. They were very pleased with Sergeant Lundy. Talked to us through a lot of the details and things that they performed for them, and so that is what went all into this award.
And one final question: that was a fantastic meeting where we talked through the direction that we're going. Probably one of the most fascinating meetings and consequential for the near future of our community. And one of the things that came up for me that surprised me was I was focusing mostly on the functionality of how we're going to generate this electricity. And maybe that's where it should be. But I was pleasantly surprised that there was an aesthetic aspect that can be considered with this as well. And this is just in the selection phase, but do you believe that Sargent and Lundy has the bandwidth to think about the aesthetic role of such a facility in our community?
I do. We've had a pretty good amount of conversation with them already. They've watched that presentation to council when that happened in June or July. And we've been talking about it since. And actually, they came on site with us. We went and toured the facility in Holland, Michigan, just to understand some of the aspects of what they've done aesthetically. And Sergeant Lundy went with us and talking through that. It's not that there are different pieces that we need, I think, to understand as the city of Ames versus what they had. But just to understand what can we do, what are some things that we need to consider involving our community, and not just thinking about we're going to produce electricity, but how can we do that in a beneficial way for our community? And they're right along within that conversation. And one of the questions that we've asked them of, hey, do you have the ability on staff as far as architecturally? They do have architects on staff. They're pretty excited about the considerations on what we can do aesthetically. And obviously the cost is an item in this throughout the whole process. And so we've started that conversation, and they have talked about how they have the staff that not only are capable, but are excited to consider those things as well.
Well, that's a terrific answer. And the fact that I had no idea you had gone to those measures to sort of take the direction the council had given in terms of expressing an initial value towards that and already thinking about that. I think 20 years ago, if you'd used the phrase beautiful and bridge in the same sentence, I would have thought that's crazy. But we've got some great examples in Ames and in the metro area where infrastructure doesn't have to be purely functional, that there can be an aesthetic quality and how that contributes to the community. So thanks for incorporating that conversation in that process.
Can we assume, since we're sitting here tonight, that the board at Sargent and Lundy did not ask for any amendments to the proposed agreement?
Yes. Yeah, their board approved the agreement this morning. Now, the next step will be for us to have our kickoff meeting and a rather long meeting of just understanding what all, besides just here's the amount of megawatts we want to produce, what all is there to consider of layout and these things and the aesthetics. And as we put that together, we need to look at if there's other items outside of how we've agreed how this is going to go at this point that need to be considered. But at this point, we're both in alignment of how we're going to go forward.
Thank you.
And just to clarify, when you say they've built plants, they have not personally built them. They have designed them, and they've been built under the fact that they created the design for it and engineered it, right?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, they've been a part of that. So they've done the design. They've also done the construction management of those projects as well. Not all projects, but a number of those projects.
But this agreement is strictly for architectural and engineering design. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So to your point, John, if at some point we wanted to enlist their help with the construction management, is that something we could do eventually?
Yeah, yep. That's definitely at the time of the RFP, we still don't know what that construction process is going to entail because it'll determine what those decisions will be here in this upfront stage. But at the time of the RFP, we knew that we will still need some help throughout the construction phase. So there will be some added services that we will need from them through that construction process. We just don't know how that's defined yet of what that'll be.
Well, given the uniqueness of a project like this, I mean, that's something we consider. Thanks for raising that.
All right. Is there a motion?
Move approval of item 4.
Second?
Roll call.
Edie Hansen.
Aye.
Rollins.
Aye.
Corriere. Aye. Garten.
Aye.
Jones.
Aye.
Becher.
Aye.
Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. Council comments. Amber, anything tonight?
Nothing for me.
Gloria?
Looking forward to the joint meeting with student government tomorrow.
Thank you. Robin?
Same, nothing else for me.
India?
Not tonight, thanks.
I had the opportunity to attend a funeral on Friday of Liz Grafton Robertson, and it was one of the most moving funerals I've ever been to. And just as a word on this, the comments from the pastor took maybe 20 minutes, and there was probably an hour and 15 minutes of people from the community sharing their thoughts about how this woman of very modest means impacted their lives. It was inspiring and amazing. And I had known Liz, but I had no idea the scope of impact she had. And every community has what I call glue people, people who sort of hold the community together. And Liz certainly was like that. There probably won't be any big awards or streets named after someone like this, but there were real people's lives that were impacted by her, and very inspiring. So I just wanted to shout out to Liz and that amazing service.
Thank you.
Nothing tonight.
I just want to recognize all the people that put in to organize the glimpse inside that happened this past Saturday. I presume some of you, or maybe all of you, had a chance to go through it, but touring up to 10 different buildings in downtown and in Old Town. It was just an amazing opportunity to see a variety of facilities, including the post office. Was fascinating, and appreciate the historic preservation and the leadership team led by Catherine Sharonworth. Sorry, and just hopefully this becomes an annual tradition. But I know it takes a lot of time, and there's a lot of people that went. So. Okay, with that, Mark, does City Council have justification to going into a closed session?
Yes, you do. Iowa Code Section 21.51C allows the council to go into closed session to discuss matters in litigation or where litigation is imminent.
Thank you. Is there a motion to go into closed session?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Roll call.
Rollins.
Aye.
Corey.
Aye.
Garten.
Aye.
Jones.
Aye.
Fletcher.
Aye.
Edie Hansen.
Aye.
Very good.